This. This was the very scene that started a huge debate. How fast is Sonic the Hedgehog? We know he's fast, but how fast is fast? Is he faster than the speed of light? Speed of sound? Faster than a black hole? The fastest thing alive? Faster than Mario? Is he even fast at all? Well, I'm going to be covering all of that and more. Now, I know this topic has already been covered multiple times by several YouTubers. The most popular one was from the game theorists who theorized that Mario is faster than Sonic. That theory was fortunately debunked by Gnoggin, who posted 2 rebuttals about Sonic's speed, which basically disproves game theory's video about him. If you haven't watched Noggin's videos about Sonic's speed, I advise you to go and watch it now before you continue watching this video, because this video is more like an add-on to that. This video won't be as mind-blowing as my previous Sonic theory, but I feel like this needs some further clarification as I get down to the most debated question: does speed equal strength? Anyway, let's begin. Now, let's first refresh our memories with Noggin's 2 videos and do a little review here. His key points about why Sonic doesn't appear to be going faster than the speed of sound is simply because the game would be unplayable.
Sonic isn't moving faster than the speed of sound, simply because he doesn't want to.
Sonic would be blazing through levels in supersonic speeds, and the game would be over before it even started. I mean, that's just common sense. That's like questioning why superhuman characters like Spider-Man, the Hulk, and etc. can't break down a locked door in a game. Why do they need to find the key first to unlock the door? Doing so would break the game, and it would lose any sense of challenge or puzzle solving. Games are made to challenge you and to be engaging. They're not meant to be realistic in any way. Even in games like Call of Duty, why do you still live when you get shot multiple times? You just get revived by your team member and you're back in shape. Or Resident Evil, you spray a green herb on you, and even if you were at the point of death, your health is completely restored as if nothing happened. Anyway, you get the point. Now, it's good to note that Sonic levels are extraordinarily longer and bigger than Mario levels. In Super Mario 64 and 3D World, a level can be as big as your kitchen or as big as your backyard or park, but in a game like Sonic Unleashed, Generations, and etc., a level goes on for miles and miles. Like in Windmill Isle in Sonic Unleashed, Apotos resembles Mykonos from Greece, which is about 40.61 square miles. So, Sonic is running about 40 square miles in less than 5 minutes. That's impressive. Another point Gnoggin made is that Sonic doesn't want to go super fast because doing so would harm the animals, people, and environment around him. This makes complete sense as Sonic is an environmentalist and cares about preserving nature by fighting the evil Dr. Eggman and his plans of world domination and polluting the environment. This is a simple narrative that has been told since the very first game. If Sonic went at the speed of sound carelessly, everything would ignite around him and forests would easily catch on fire. Lots of property would be destroyed in an instant and people and animals would die. Now I know in Sonic Unleashed it shows Sonic plowing through chairs, tables, statues, and it's true, he is technically destroying some of the property of the place, but he's not killing anyone. Matter of fact, when he does run into a human, he comes to a complete stop as if he's hitting a wall. I agree with Gnoggin completely when he compares Sonic with Superman. They're both similar in that they hold back their true power so they don't hurt the people around them. They care more about saving the day and helping others. Nevertheless, there are instances in the Sonic games where he's depicted as going faster than the speed of sound, and the first time you see that is in Sonic CD's intro, Sonic Boom. The title is self-explanatory as Sonic finally achieves a Sonic Boom by breaking the sound barrier, but only to reach Dr. Eggman's Death Egg ship. Now, that was the only example Gnoggin mentioned about Sonic going faster than the speed of sound in the game canon, but there are other instances too where you see that. In Sonic 06's intro, which really is the only good part of Sonic 06, you see him going at Mach speeds as he's swiftly taking down Eggman's robots. As a matter of fact, from Princess Elise's perspective, she can't even see him because he's nothing but a blue blur. That's how fast he's going. Now, some of you noobs might be wondering, hey, wait a minute, how was Sonic able to pulverize all those robots while he's going that fast? Wouldn't that hurt him? Good question, and that's not even a stupid question because in this same game, when you play the Mach speed sections, Sonic becomes an uncontrollable mess, tripping and losing rings at every little obstacle he runs into, whether it's a car door, a rail, a pole, or a broken piece of wooden box. As bad as the Mach speed sections are in this game, this is actually the most realistic presentation of what would happen to someone who runs faster than the speed of sound. Even if you run less than that, everything that flies at you would be a deadly hazard. Luckily, this doesn't apply to Sonic, and this is only an example of how bad the game was programmed, because Sonic's speed is his strength. That's why he's able to break through robots at breakneck speeds, or destroy all of Dr. Eggman's robotic inventions, or defeat other deities, monsters, or demons. A great example of this is in the amazing intro to Sonic Unleashed. Just look how Sonic is dodging these bullets like they're flies. Did you see that part? Sonic basically falcon punched a whole army of killer robots at Mach speed. This cutscene fully displays Sonic's abilities and speed, and since a speeding bullet when shot travels faster than the speed of sound, it's evident that Sonic is going faster than that. So his power and strength has to compensate that as well. Otherwise he wouldn't even last 2 seconds in this battlefield. Okay, now that we got all that out of the way, let's go back to the whole black hole theory in Sonic Colors. Now bear with me here, because this is where it gets a little complicated and mathematical. We've already established that Sonic is faster than the speed of sound, and the speed of sound is about 340 meters per second, or 761 miles per hour, or Mach 1. But a black hole is much faster than that. Now it was believed before that black holes travel at about half the speed of light, but 2 years ago some astronomers have measured the rate of spin of a supermassive black hole for the first time. The sphere is more than 2 million miles across, 8 times the distance from Earth to the Moon, and was spinning so fast that its surface was traveling at nearly the speed of light. And the speed of light is 299,792,458 meters a second, or 670,616,629 miles per hour. You know how many Mach speeds that is? That's approximately Mach 880,991. So the speed of light is nearly 900,000 times faster than sound. Sonic doesn't stand a chance against something like that, at least not in his normal base form. So then, how the hell was he able to even outrun a black hole for a few seconds before it engulfed him? That's because the thing Sonic was running from was not a black hole. Now, what is a real black hole made out of? A black hole is defined as a region of space from which extremely strong gravity prevents anything, including light, from escaping. We know that matter falling into black holes is no different from the matter which can be found lurking around the rest of the universe. Now, this so-called black hole in Sonic Colors was really artificial, as it was more of an implosion of Dr. Eggman's interplanetary amusement park generator thingy, whatever. Anyway, as you can tell, with Dr. Eggman being a genius scientist and an inventor with an IQ of 300, debatable, he was able to create a huge chain generator that could make its own gravity and tropical resort. So when Sonic destroyed all the generators, which caused it to implode and collapse on itself, this caused a phenomenon similar to a black hole, since the gravity prevented anything from escaping it. So that explains why Sonic was able to outrun it for a while. It may not have been close to the speed of light, but it sure as heck was as close to the speed of sound. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, you may be wondering how fast is Sonic compared to other fictional characters now? Well, let's see. He's faster than all of his friends on foot, including Shadow, since Shadow uses hovershoes. He's faster than Speedy Gonzales and Roadrunner, faster than Dash, but not faster than the Flash though, since he's faster than the speed of light and can even turn back time. Yeah, he's ridiculously OP. Sonic can still be as fast as the speed of light though, but that's in his super forms. Now, we can't be sure about how fast Super Sonic is because it's not really stated how fast he is, and there's no evidence of him being faster than light. And the literal meaning of Super Sonic is basically going faster than the speed of sound. Now, according to Screw Attack's analysis, they said Super Sonic's power and speed increases by 1000%, which is more than Mach 2000. But that's still considerably slower than the speed of light. The only form of Sonic that I know is as fast or faster than the speed of light is Hypersonic. How do I know this? Well, let's look back at Sonic 3 and Knuckles. In that game, once you collect all the Super Emeralds, you achieve the most powerful form of Sonic ever. Your speed is increased tenfold, as well as your jumping, and if you press the jump button twice, Sonic does a mid-air dash attack that can be performed in all directions, which destroys all enemies on screen. This is referred to by some fans as Sonic Boom or Hyper Flash, since the screen flashes white when you do it. Now, some people never stop to think How exactly is Sonic defeating all these enemies at once? He definitely does not have chaos powers like Shadow, and he's not shooting any energy blasts. Sonic is just doing what he always does, spin attacking or homing attacking all of his enemies, but he's doing it at such an incredible speed that you can't see anything but a white flash. He's traveling at the speed of light as he defeats all his enemies at once. This is the only time you see him attack everything in his radius that fast in the game, and it's amazing to say the least. No wonder Hypersonic was never used again, because him going at light speed was causing some children to have seizures. Now that I covered the fact that Sonic's speed is his strength, I also want to talk about how similar Sonic characters are to Dragon Ball Z. Now, it's obvious that Sonic lore is influenced a lot by DBZ, especially Super Sonic and Chaos Emeralds being similar to Super Saiyan and the Dragon Balls. But another thing I noticed is how both Sonic and Dragon Ball characters get stronger and stronger as the series go on. This is extremely evident in Sonic Generations when modern Sonic meets classic Sonic. Many of the levels and obstacles they face again end up differently. In Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic gets chased by a mad convoy truck in City Escape. This truck is very fast and quite destructive, but Sonic is still able to outrun it. In classic Sonic's version of the level, the truck appears to be going at slightly slower speeds, but for modern Sonic it's a completely different story. The truck is much faster and powerful, plowing through buildings like nothing, driving on the side of buildings, and even going as fast as the speed of sound. Yep, you're basically boosting a Sonic throughout that whole chase sequence, and if you don't boost, the truck will catch up to you and hurt Sonic. So the truck is definitely going near the speed of sound. Another great example is the Perfect Chaos boss. As you all know, Sonic had to go super in order to defeat Perfect Chaos back in Sonic Adventure 1. But in this game, Sonic just boosts and beats Chaos in his base form. It's such an epic boss, and it kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F when Goku fights Final Form Frieza in his base form. He doesn't need to go super anymore because he has God Ki and is much more powerful than he ever was before. And last but not least, when you obtain the Super Sonic forms for Classic and Modern Sonic, there is a noticeable difference in power. Classic Sonic is just an invincible version of himself, just like in the old games. But modern Sonic goes all out Super Saiyan and even boosts or flies like a Super Saiyan. It's too bad that takes up a lot of your rings when you do that. Now, it's not just Sonic that increases his power throughout the games. The same thing happens with Shadow, Knuckles, and some other characters. But let's talk about Knuckles for a minute. We all know that famous opening cutscene in Sonic 3 when Super Sonic's speeding through the coast of Angel Island and Knuckles surprise attacks him, knocking him out of his super form. This has perplexed people for many years, and Sega's never stated why Knuckles was only able to do it in this instance. Well, I have two theories to back this up, and I'm going to have to use DBZ Resurrection F as an example again. Okay, you know when Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Goku defeated Golden Frieza, and he completely dropped his guard down, which caused him to get shot down and almost killed by a ray gun from Sorbet? Well, that's what happened with Super Sonic. His guard was completely down as he was just blazing through the island. That's how Knuckles was able to surprise attack him and, like Goku, was able to knock Sonic out of his super form. The second theory of mine is that Knuckles gets stronger when he's near the Master Emerald. This has already been stated in the comics, and from Screw Attack that the Master Emerald gave Knuckles the ability to glide and harness its power. And Knuckles, although not the smartest, is very knowledgeable about the Master Emerald and its powers to render the other Chaos Emeralds useless or turn them into Super Emeralds. So that would give Knuckles the advantage to defeat a very inexperienced Super Sonic at the time. Speaking of which, how many of you guys didn't like Screw Attack's Donkey Kong vs. Knuckles death battle? I know for sure that if that battle took place on Angel Island with the Master Emerald, it would be a very different story. Knuckles is to the Master Emerald what Superman is to the sun. Anyway, that pretty much concludes the whole ongoing debate about Sonic's true speed and strength. I'm sure there will still be some people out there that will have more questions, but I think that it's safe to say that if Sega continues to do what they did in Sonic Unleashed in Generations and give Sonic more abilities and etc., who knows how fast and powerful he will be in the future. Only time will tell, but we'll just have to wait and see.